Final notice to Lara Croft, a current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
It is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor somewhere. Dad's safe. Needs a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe in the library. My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing. That's my handwriting. Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL. Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad.
Well, this is a hell of a thing. I met someone tonight quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library. Her name is Amelia. And
my parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start. A picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses. This is probably my grandfather, Benjamin. One of Dad's Yoruba masks, a gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I...
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes. I'm glad she did. Dad's map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the prophets. Dad's book about immortality myths. Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, it won't be boring your sword this time. The Grand Hall. Always loved playing in here as a kid. This will be one of the first things to fix. A phoenix figurine. I bet.
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see...
Need a key to open this.
Was Mum's room in here?
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places. about finding adventure.
I'm sure
The offer came in the post last week, and
you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip. Hey, Jonah. Sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided... Should be able to explore the dark now. Not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
Lara, since your return from your expedition...
Another one of Dad's immortal...
Just stay out of there, darling.
Dad was always so protective of the West Wing.
Hi, Dad. I've been thinking about Mum lately.
Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always loved looking at these. Dad became interested in... The door to the library. Locked. There's got to be another way through. This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages. Wait, I can get to the library through the old servants' corridor.
Amelia, the new...
Falling apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
They say a good test of a relationship is how well you travel together. Well, I'd say Amelia and I have passed that test with flying colors. Indeed, these last few months in Egypt have been nothing short of extraordinary. She and Roth get on like old uni chums. In fact, the two have spent more than a few nights drinking and playing cards into the wee hours. Despite her...
I'm not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
Amelia, I know we have had our differences in recent years.
Still just as creepy as I remember.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on...
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me.
King to Queen 1. We're going to win this time, Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6. Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight take Queen.
What I mean to say is
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him. I always chose white.
to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to King 7.
I'm at a crossroads now. Good lord, that's such a cliche.
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birth.
Dad loved a good bottle.
Dad, this is it! The basement of despair!
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there! See the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The Keepers of Knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on!
One of the wire traps Winston made for my birthday expedition. Winston used my... water damage from the main hall above. Plans for adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights.
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and...
Okay, Dad's ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's...
I always accepted that Richard's rather unorthodox...
It appears Sir Reginald's helmet fell off. Or didn't I put it back properly? This music is familiar. It's beautiful. took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time. This is my handiwork. Spent so many hours in here, reading, dreaming of my own adventures.
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure. My favorite painting by Amelia.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here.
I've reached the monastery.
Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life? This picture was taken in the library. 1820 additions to the main hall in progress. I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number.
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where did I see this image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Blank, except for the image of a key. I remember this map now. It leads to the master key. We made it with a special kind of invisible ink. It could only be seen with the heat of a fire. I think I stashed one of Winston's master keys in here when I was a kid.
Yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the
One
page
of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find.
with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this
This
mean
was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs.
I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me back. Those were good times. The best times. Need something to light this. Dad's lighter. I don't remember him ever using it, though. The Croft family crest. Okay, should be able to light the fireplace now. This should help me read the map. I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase. X marks the spot, as they say. The master key. This should get me into the west. All right. This should open most rooms in the manor, including the Forbidden West Wing. I think there might be more clues to find in the library.
Mistress Lara, I took the liberty of preparing a tray.
I think there might be more clues to find in the library. The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? 8? I think this hieroglyph corresponds to a number, but which one? Okay, Dad's clues mention Mum's paintings and their anniversary. Hopefully I can find some answers in the West Wing. Worse than I thought.
With Amelia gone, the manor is a different place. A dimness pervades, a quiet I can't stand. Even though Lara is too young to understand what has happened, she also senses the change. She's asked...
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge.
I am bursting with pride.
Dad may have discovered the secret to immortality without even knowing it.
Amelia would not have approved. That...
At least that old thing still works. Mum's wedding ring. I always wondered what happened to it. The inscription is faded. My mother's perfume. The smell. Mum, on her wedding day, she looks so beautiful. There's a date. Their anniversary was in October. But which day? I can't believe I don't know this. There's got to be another clue somewhere. I remember this. Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday. October 13th, Mum's birthday. Pretty sure my parents were married in October. I think it was close to her
After
birthday.
everything Atlas has done, how could you tell him
I
about
think
the
this was Dad's pocket watch.
expedition?
It's just all been too much. I needed to talk to someone. He's still my brother.
Okay, Laura, keep it together. We're starting to see things. Mum's atelier. Dad sealed it soon after she died. He probably couldn't bear the idea of removing any of her belongings.
My lord, we all hope your work was well received at the...
untouched for years, exactly as you left it.
I stood up to my family's criticism, stood and...
I don't have any memory of this. I wish I could remember doing this. Mum died too young. Mum with me as a baby. I've never seen this. Hard to believe I was... Mum's paintings. Which one was Dad's favorite?
I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings.
Okay, back to the study to open that safe.
You've almost got it, darling. Here, let me show you. Like this, see? Well done, Lara. Well done.
I wonder how my life would have been different had she lived. I'm glad I still have so much of Mum's work.
Dad, what do you keep in there?
Nothing too important, Lara. Estate business and such.
If it's not important, then why bother putting it in a safe?
I should know better than to try and pull one over on you. There is something
No,
important.
that didn't work.
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element, seeing him at his best, and his... I returned home this afternoon.
The answer has to be in the clues. Well, let's hope you came through for me, Dad. That worked. It makes me happy to know that Dad kept this safe. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
I am numb. It is taking all my willpower to hold back the overwhelming grief. Amelia's plane crashed in the mountains.
Dad, what did you do? Dad's sequel to his first book on immortality. He never got a chance to publish it. Handwritten. This is the only copy. Damn, this isn't it either. I was certain there had to be a will in here. Wait, what's that? A blank page. Dad must have left this for me. It has to be important. A hidden message. Locked in. Did this open the secret door from the inside? Hope I'm not trapped in here. Did Dad build all of this just to keep his research safe?
The renovations are proceeding in secret. The work crew...
The missing page from the renovation plans. They didn't want anyone outside the family knowing about this crypt. There's an inscription. This is the Croft universe. Our knowledge is to the east, our respite to the west. Our future is to the south, our past to the north. Could there be something else beneath the manor? Might be able to use this to access other parts of the manor. Dad's collected knowledge. There must be so...
Richard, I tried to see you in person last week, but your manservant...
This was part of a set of statues. Amazing. Even in here, Dad went out of his way to hide his findings.
Hi, Dad. So I know I only just returned to school, but when can I come out to the dig site again? It's just so boring here. We're doing all the stuff I already read last summer. I always end up staring out the window and thinking about our expeditions, and then I'm yelled at for daydreaming. I promise I'll be good and not disturb you and just work wherever you tell me. I just miss it, Dad. And I miss you.
My stuffed bear. I couldn't...
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't even see that!
Lord Croft is resolved to seal the west wing of the manor. I try to talk sense into him, but he will not be swayed. And to make matters worse, I believe his experiences in Tibet have only further fueled the fire of his obsession. He's now up at all hours in his study, researching God knows what. And poor Lara, she is so confused. Too young to understand the tragedy that has befallen this great house. My dearest hope is that Lord Croft will emerge from his grief and embrace fatherhood and the love of his daughter. But I fear he may give in to his obsessive nature, that which Lady Amelia tempered in him so well. In any case, I will be a rock for young Lara. She will never sense tragedy and sorrow in me, only the... You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Our knowledge is to the east, our respite to the west. Our future is to the south, our past is to the north. Incredible. This crypt was here all along.
I expected a sort of crushing finality.
My great-grandmother Rose, nicknamed the Golden Rose for her perfect. My God, can it be? Dad, you did bring her home.
My dearest Lara, it is difficult to write this, knowing these may only ever be words on a page to you. I wonder if you will remember my voice. Will you remember the way we used to play and laugh? Will you remember me comforting you when you were sad? Know that I'm still with you, Lara. My energy, my love, it's within you. It always will be. Use that energy to pursue your passions in life. Never let others determine your journey. You become who you are through your choices, through the love you give and the promises you keep. I hope you are happy, that you are loved and successful in whatever it is you choose to do. I am proud of you, my darling. Remember me with all my love, your mother.
What's this? A letter.
Lara, I have received the notarized affidavit confirming Amelia's grave and the discovery of the burial crypt within the manor premises. While I can't fathom why your father would hide your mother's fate from her own family, I cannot deny that any legal claims I may have had on the estate...
I've been so focused on defying my uncle, of fighting to keep his hands off this manor, that I never realized how much this place actually means to me. But since I've been here, I can feel the presence of my mother and father. I sense the entire history of my family and the deep roots we have in this place. I want to honor my parents. I want to honor all of my ancestors. The Croft family may be all but destroyed, but I will make our name and our home great again.